Deviance. Deviance as a definition of abnormality. Let us see what it covers. Deviance. It is a state or a fact of diverging from usual, normal, accepted standards, especially in social and sexual behavior aspects. It also can be said extreme, bizarre, unusual behavior and mental functioning of human beings. They deviate the norms of society, social conduct, cultural standards, and psychological unacceptable behaviors. While deciding this deviance, one should consider the local and cultural aspects of life. For example, drinking and late night pub cultures, live-in relationships, premarital sex, dating, all these can be accepted lifestyles in Western countries like USA. But these are not at all accepted and practiced in India. So while considering or defining a deviance, we have to keep in mind the local or cultural aspects of that domain or country. You can see. The deviance varies from person to person, place to place, and time to time. For example, what is wrong today may be correct in future. For example, same thing like single parent families, age of consent, polygamy means having many husbands, divorces, live-in relationships, then having sex before marriage, that's premarital sex, premarital tests. All these can be accepted and encouraged in future, which is not accepted in our country right now. So that is means they differ from time to time, place to place, and person to person. Then coming to other aspects of this deviance, violating norms, standards of society and culture, they cannot stick to social standards, etc. And on normal probability curve of statistics, the extreme behaviors are not at all desirable. So they are not accepted behaviors. Only normal aspects, normal behavior can be taken into consideration, leaving the negative aspects of the deviant behavior. Okay, means unwanted behaviors like antisocials, criminals, okay, abusive behaviors, all such aspects. Thus, the deviance is a state of failing to fulfill or follow the stated and unstated rules of community. So it's very clear, stated and means some things we have to do. These are supposed to do. That is means stated. And unstated, which are restricted, which cannot be done by an individual. Okay. So that is unable to follow both the stated and unstated rules of community, society. So violating the norms. This is also one way of the defining deviance in the aspect of abnormality. Example, being odd, bizarre or abnormal. So this all we can see means one person behaving abnormally. So 1 in like 2 in 100 members. Okay. So he is not reaching the way how others are living. That can be considered as deviance. Thus, it is the deviant behavior as a person is unable to fulfill the behavior actions set by the society or system, and when the person activities or behavior that is departing from the means normal, deviating, departing from the socially acceptable legal and ethical standards. So when any activity of any person, that is activity or behavior or thoughts or doing, anything can be which is against the law, means legal aspects or ethical standards, that can be considered as deviance. A few examples of deviance can be drug abuse or excessive drug uses, and intensified drinking, illegal hunting, eating disorders, and self-hurting or hurting others, addictive practices, and SRD means substance release disorders. Any sort of addiction comes under this. Then adult content consumption. These all can be a few examples of deviant behavior or deviance. The deviance can be treated by a few aspects or measures. That is one, deterrence or punishments. Means threat of the punishment may decrease the deviant behavior. That is by providing negative consequences for wrongdoing and thereby decreasing the deviant behavior. So once they see, okay, this person will be punished like this for this illegal act. So once they have that fear, they cannot come forward to commit that mistake. That is meaning of deterrence or punishment. Retribution, or that is retributive justice, punishing for breaking the rules. So immediate punishment will be there for any criminal act, we can say. Then incapacitation, that is by imprisonment, we can say. That is by imprisonment we can decrease the freedom of the clients or deviant behavior persons, they in the form of capital punishment and so on, thereby not allowing them to do such deviant behavior or acts. Then rehabilitation, that is by applying the comprehensive treatment of the deviant behavior. This we can say means comprehensive, means all aspects, means preventive, promotive, curative and rehabilitative, continuous care, follow-up. So when we use all these 4 aspects, we can change the mindset or attitude of the deviant person, so that it is one way of the treating deviant behavior. Then by social control systems like police, law, all this we can say. Then drugs, and then mental hospitals, remand homes, reaffirm the rules of system, etc. So like this we can moderate the we can bring the changes in behavior of the deviant persons. At work, there should be a clear tone that if anybody commits any mistakes, okay, unwanted behavior, then the boss or manager can shout like this or say in a strong voice that it won't be tolerated anymore. So by saying that, it will be like a warning. So that establishing the penalties and controlling all unethical behaviors or practices. That is at a workplace, we can say. At school, the children can be punished or their behavior can be modified by one learning, that is operant, because Skinner's operant conditioning, you can say, that is by punishment, okay, punishment reinforcement. For any wrongdoing or unwanted behaviors, they are given punishment, especially in the form of defaming them in front of their friends or age groups or assembly, so that unwanted or deviant behavior can be corrected at that point itself. So this is a few points about deviance as a definition of abnormality and its corrections. Thank you one and all.